so overwhelming. Like, I'm really so excited today. Good evening. I'm sorry for the afternoon thing I mentioned earlier. Good evening, everybody that is joining me today. It's the fourth day of the Mindset Mastery webinar. So, if you've been missing, I'm sorry that you've been missing. Yes, it's not my fault that you've been missing. But the good news is that we always have, uh, we always have uh a replay, so you can just go trace it back. You see from the 1, 2, 3 and the fourth day, and by the grace of God, out today we just have like 2 days and we're done. Are we together? So today is really a great and amazing day. I've always wanted to present this topic because this topic is very important to you, because this same topic changed my life. What to be talking about today, it changed my life, and I'm sure it's going to change your life too. Only if you do not allow yourself to be carried away by who you are seeing, because a lot of people allowed over familiarity to get into them, and make them lose what they've gotten that will change their life for good. Or because they feel like, this is a normal person I used to see, is a normal person that I know, we eat together, we drink together. But they fail to understand grace you carry, anointing you carry differs. So the way God uses us differs. So when God is using the person close to you to impact your life, to help you grow, do not let over familiarity or pride to make you lose it. I'm just a vessel that God is using. I am just an image, but God is the one speaking through me, because I am just an image. So before we start, I'd like us to pray. Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for the privilege to be here. Thank you for using an ordinary person, a nobody like me. Father, Lord, I know I'm not worth it, but you see me and you give me this privilege. Father, it's not for granted. Today we'll be looking at how to build a mindset that maximizes the potential that you've given us. Father, Lord, tonight we pray for your Holy Spirit to be upon me that will be speaking. And the person listening, Father, Lord, I pray for your Holy Spirit over his or her life, so that the person listening also would would learn and also be impacted to the glory of your name. We live the life that you always wanted us to live here on earth, not the life the opposite would want us to live. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I'm sorry, our technicians today, the technical crew today, we are, Okay, so let's move forward. Today we'll be looking at building mindset that maximizes our potential. Building mindset that maximizes potentials. Previously, we've talked about, thank you if you're joining me. It's a privilege to have you on my platform. I just want you to just do me a favor, like, comment, and share to other people that this will benefit them. How to build a mindset that what maximizes your potential. We've been talking about mindset every day, how mindset is formed, subconscious and conscious mindset, how they correlate, how to develop a creative mindset, because the life today is all about creativity. So how do you achieve all of this? We've been able to talk about this thing last week. So today we'll be looking at building a mindset that maximizes your potential. Building a mindset that maximizes your potential. And the subtopic here is that unlocking your full potential. Unlocking your full potential. So before we move forward, we need to understand what mindset, what potential is all about. This is my life. I'm so sorry. Please, Kingsley, come and help me this slide. We'll be looking at what is this, what is potential itself. Okay. I remember when the first time I heard about potential, by through public speakers, I remember, I think I remember energy. Have potential energy. So that was where my mind went to then. But now when I come to discover and I realize that the potentials we're talking about here is really different from what is there. The potentials you're talking about is these things that God installed inside of you. Do you understand? It is something that you were given birth with. It's something that you were given birth with for the purpose of your living and to make impact in the lives of other people. Are we together? So potential is a hidden ability waiting to be developed. When we say something is hidden, it means that that thing is yet not to be seen. It's something that is somewhere but is being kept somewhere else that is not yet seen by someone. So it is something that is being kept within you, that was taught within you for the benefit of yourself and other people around you. But mind you, they said something that is hidden but is yet to be developed. So it means while it is hidden, you have to first discover it and do what? Develop it before you can now use it for the benefit of yourself and other people. Let me let you know that I'm so sorry for the glitch. You also have a glitch of network earlier. So talent is not enough. You need to do what? You need to build your potentials. Now, what is talent in the first place? When we go deep down, we understand the differences between talent, gifts, and your potentials. It grows when intentionally nurtured. Okay, so these are things that are hidden inside of you, but it grows when you do what? When you nurture them. Are we together? And everyone has a potential, but no one maximizes it. So, like I said, you that you're watching me right now, you were created with a potential inside of you. Okay? It's not something that was developed when God created you in the first place. There was something that He placed in you that probably is not yet seen, that probably is not yet noticed by either you or people around you. That is what potential is. But first of all, you need to go discover your potential. Okay? Discover your potential, then develop your potential. And that will help you to start to begin to make impact. We have a lot of people that have great potentials today, and we are being impacted by lives, the likes of Joshua, Apostle Joshua Selman, the likes of Michael Orokpo, the likes of Vusi, the likes of the Sam, Pastor Sam. I get the name very well. The likes of them, they've discovered their potentials, they've built, they've developed the, and now we are impacting, we are feeling the impact of their potentials. Same thing with you. You gotta go discover your potentials, develop, grow in your potentials, and then what? The impact to begin to be felt by people. Now listen, a seed has the potential to become a tree, but it won't unless it's planted and nurtured. So you are like a seed, okay? Your potential is like a seed. Just like the way you know when you plant a seed under the soil, a seed, sorry, it has the ability to what? To become a very big tree. But it will not become a big tree until it follows the due principles of it becoming a big tree. That involves what? Planting it under the soil. That involves, using manure to help it grow. And that involves you pouring water on it to help it what? Grow, so that it will grow and becomes a very big tree. The inability to nurture it while even it's growing. I'm really sorry. I apologize for the network glitch. Okay. So, like I was saying, your potentials is like a seed. When you do not discover it, nurture it, it will continue to remain there, and it, well, a seed, if it's not being planted on the soil, it will stay there and stay there until it decays. So it has no any use. It's the same thing with your potentials. If you're not able to discover your potential, develop it, work on yourself, be self-disciplined, read the books you need to read, follow the mentors you need to follow, attend conferences you need to attend to enable you develop that potential that you have in you. That potential will remain there. That is why Dr. Miles Monroe said the richest or the wealthiest place in this world is not any other place that we ever think, but in that same grade, a lot of great people, ideas that would have changed this world for a better place is there. Same you that you're watching. Oh my God, family, I'm very sorry. I honestly apologize for this glitch we've been experiencing. It honestly not intentional, and I believe by the grace of God we're not going to experience this again. This is really strange. Ever since we started, we've never experienced um this today, but unfortunately it is what it is. Okay, so we're just going to continue regardless of what we're going to, what we're experiencing. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, your potential is like a seed that needs to be planted. So planting the seed means that you discovering it and what? Developing yourself with time. While you develop yourself with time, now that potential will now be seen by people Are we together? It will not be seen by people. We begin to make your impact through the potential that God has placed inside of you. People will now begin to feel it and give glory to God while you live a fulfilling life. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Your gift reveals your potential, your talent proves it, and your mindset determines how far it goes. I've been talking about mindset for a very long time. You need to understand the role a mindset plays in your life, whether you like it or not. A mindset has a greater role it plays in your life. I'm so sorry. This today is just something else. I don't know. And I've been so excited. Like, I really couldn't wait for me to, come on board today. But this is what we're going through. Apologies. So your gift reveals your potentials. Your talents proves it. Now let's take them one after the other. Your gifts. When we talk about God's, I know a lot of people have heard about this thing they call gift. So gift is something that when you are growing up, it's something that people sees it. When you're doing something like this guy or this person seems to be like an MC or a preacher or a doctor, look in at the things that you like doing, how compassionate, just studying you. It gives people an idea of the kind of gift you have as a person. Are we together? Now your talent is that as you grow, you begin to do or develop your gifts. While you grow, you now realize that you are gifted with this. Maybe probably you realize you love singing so much and you realize it is your gift. Then you begin to do what? Develop it, because the gift is not enough. You have to develop. So when you develop it, you work towards it becoming better. It becomes a talent, and that's why when you stand before the stage, on the stage to sing, people will be like, "Wow, this guy is really, really talented," because you recognize that you have the gift and you work on the gift. Now it becomes a talent that you can stand and present it before people, and people will listen and see sense in what you're doing and be like, recognize the fact or realize the fact that you are talented on that thing that you are doing. Are we together? Now your talent proves it, and your mindset determines how far you go. Now you need to understand, as we're talking about mindset, I said that there were contents. The contents that are found in your mindset determine the kind of person you are. I said your behavior, outside behavior reveals the inner mindset you have. Are we together? And I say your mindset determines the kind of life you're going to live tomorrow. So a lot of you are immensely talented, gifted, but the kind of mindset they have did not allow these talents to go for a very long period of time, because the mindset determines how far you go. You can bear with me witness. We have a lot of singing artists today that they are nowhere to be found today. Heavily talented. You can see it when you see them performing and doing singing, when they release their song, their video. You can really see the talent in them. But the kind of mindset they have was unable to help them grow big and reach bigger audience or to stay relevant for a very long period of time. So you need to understand that in as much as you're talented, you are gifted. We're still talking about potentials, remember. These are things that there's a way they correlate together. Are we together? So you need to understand, in as much as you are gifted, talented, people love you, your mindset have a great role to play in your life, in your career as a person. So your mindset determines how far you're gonna go with your gift. So let's move to the next slide. Okay. Now let's look at potentials and purpose. If you're going to lose, if you're going to miss any part of this session, make sure you do not miss this part. Potentials and purpose. Now, how do they come together? Is potentials and purpose together? Are we together? Are they things that are they the same thing? Are they the same thing, or they are different and they have a way they work together, they could work? So now, as we dive into this, we're going to know and understand better. So potentials is the tool, purpose is the mission. Okay, so potential is what you use to fulfill your purpose. When we talk about purpose, purpose is simply means that a reason for why you do something. What is your purpose of doing what you did? What is the purpose of you going to school? What is your purpose of existence in the world? What is the reason why you do what you did? So I think a reason, or I mean a reason like RESOIN, SON, sorry. I think is a synonym to a purpose. So it means every one of us, in as much as you have a potential in you, it means that there is a purpose, because for God to give you that potential, He has a purpose for giving you that potential for you to fulfill it. So any purpose, any potential that was given to you, it was given to you to come to earth and do what and fulfill a purpose in life. So your inability to use it, to even discover it, there's no way you begin to fulfill your purpose. There are two different things that they work together. God find a place in your life and what and install a potential in you. So when you come to this world, you're going to solve a problem. When you come to this world, you solve a problem by what? Using your potentials to fulfill your purpose of existence. Every one of us have a reason of his or her existence. But your inability to realize that you have a purpose for living, you did not just come to earn money, spend money, and go. In as much as you realize that you have a purpose on earth, and that your potential that God has blessed you with, it should be used to fulfill that purpose. And that is why when you find it difficult or you are not able to fulfill your purpose, eh, you remain very frustrated. Now let's move on. It says potential without purpose leads to confusion and wasted energy. Now, when you have this potential and you don't know your purpose, now just like you having a tool for a work, but you don't even know the work that you're going to use it to do. For instance, now you have an Apple laptop and you decide to give it to a 3 years old child. You know that Apple laptop represents what? The potential. But she or he doesn't know what to use that thing for, because at that very moment, all she has is the potential, but there's no purpose. So it leads to what? It leads to confusion and wasted energy. So you just be revolving. You just have something, just like you having a tool, but you don't know what to use it for. So it's the same thing with someone that understands his potential but does not know his purpose. So in life, in as much as you are living, you need to understand that you have a potential in you, and your potential that God has placed in you, it should be used to do what? To fulfill your purpose for existing in this world. So when you discover your potential and you haven't discovered your purpose, use that potential to fulfill your purpose, you will live what? A wasted. You will just waste your energy, and you live out of confusion. So you need to understand you are unique in your own way. Do not feel like the people that are doing great, amazing things in the life today, they are the only ones that are being gifted. No. The thing is that there is a principle that governs it. Okay? They discover the potential, they apply the principle of building the potential to be seen by people. Are we together? But you probably haven't even discovered the potential, and you do not make any effort to discover your potential. So how do you expect the world to know you? We were citing an instance with the seed. Okay, when a seed, we said a seed has the ability to become a big tree, but when planted, the principle that you apply to make a seed to become a big tree is that you plant it under a soil, it grows up. So once it grows, it becomes big. So once it becomes big, it does not need to look for recognition. It does not need to tell people that, oh, come here, I'm here. No, it will be seen by everybody because it has grown already. But if it continues to remain as a seed, nobody will see it. So some of us, we have the potential, we do not develop it. We did not even discover it, not to talk of developing it, and that is why the world is yet to see us. But if you discover your potential, which is seen as a seed, you nurture it, you work on it, you build it, the world will have no option than to want to see you and recognize the potential you have as a human being. I hope somebody is understanding something. So those people you celebrate today is that they've discovered their potential, they work towards it, and now the world will not have choice. That's the point. They will have no choice that to recognize you, to appreciate the world. To appreciate the impact you are making in the world. Let's talk about Elon Musk. He discovered his potential, right? He now brings it out to make impact. Tell me now, if Elon Musk needs you to recognize him, the answer is no. You just have to recognize him because he has grown so big that he doesn't need you. He doesn't need to prove himself because all evidences are there. So you also watching me right now, you have that great potential. It's left for you to go discover it. Like I said earlier, you need to discover it, develop yourself on it, then you begin to look for a way to make impact in the lives of people. Now, purpose without developed potential leads to frustration. I repeat again, Purpose without developed potential leads to frustration. Now let's have a practical session right here. Okay, when you have a purpose, that is, you understand your reason for existence. Now, without a developed potentials, you become very frustrated. I was saying something earlier. Sometimes you feel like the likes of Apostle Joshua Selman, Moses Bliss, and all of them. When you see them, you begin to admire them, you begin to love what they are doing, right? And you come back and ask God, why are these people going this far, doing amazing things? Here I am. The answer is that it's not like you are different. We are all the same before God. You are all human beings with the same every body system. The only thing that may differ is probably our gender. But we are all created in the image and likeness of God. God did not say, I'm only creating Moses Bliss in his image, or Apostle Joshua Selman in his image. Everybody was created in his image and his likeness. So we all have these potentials. But those people were able to what? Make out effort. I mean, they make out time, make effort to discover their potential. They work on it by reading books, going to the conferences they need to go to, following the right mentors they need to follow. Are we together? And they get all that they need to become the people that they are today. And that is why the world is feeling their impacts. They've planted their seed, which is the potential. They nurture it. They see it growing. They apply manure. Are we together? They water it. And it has grown so big that they don't need to ask the world to come and see me. I can do this. No, it has gone beyond that level. They have become big. So that is to tell you, these people have recognized their potentials. They've realized their potential. They've known their potentials and discovered their purpose of living. It means they know their potentials and know where to implement the potential to make impact in the lives of people. So you're watching me. You've not discovered your potential. You probably only know your purpose. So how do you serve a purpose that you do not have a tool to use for? The potential is a tool and the purpose is the mission. So you discovering your purpose is like you're just doing nothing, because the person that goes to farm, he needs a hoe. So if you go to farm without a hoe, what are you going to use to do the work? So your existence, that is why God brings us to this world. When somebody say we are, there's a way that God created us, we are. Some people are meant to be poor, that no matter what you do, you can never be rich, is a lie. This is just we using some certain words to make us feel comfortable on the comfort zone that we find ourselves. But let me tell you this: the God did not separate some individuals to create them in His image. He created everyone in His image, and therefore, while they give birth to you in this world, like I said, you have a potential and a purpose, and that potential is for you to come and use it for that purpose that you were created for that problems you were created to solve. All those potentials were there for you to come out and solve problems that the world needs solution for. So we have a lot of problems, but the only few people that have discovered or realized their potentials are very few, and that is why they continue to grow and grow and grow. Is as if they are the only people that are there. Thank you so much. Exactly. So are we together? I hope this thing is making sense to someone. So you need to understand that there are principles that govern these people. If these people will tell you what they've done in order to develop this potential, it comes raw. Let me make it like that, okay? It comes raw. You have to process it before you can use it. It's the same thing I'm trying to make you understand. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. Thank you so much for joining, sir. I appreciate it. So now let's move forward. So that is why when you discover your purpose and you do not discover your potential, you become very, very frustrated. You'll be very, very frustrated because you don't know what to use to solve the problem you are seeing. You're only interested in solving the problem, but what you need to solve the problem, which is the potential, has not been developed to be able to solve that problem. So you become very frustrated. You feel like God is not there. No, God is there for you. You are the one that you are not there for yourself. Are we together? So now let's look. Fulfillment comes when potential serves purpose. I don't know how excited I am about this thing. We need to just stop lying to ourselves, okay? We need to be honest with ourselves in things that we do. Fulfillment comes when potential serves purpose. Now, when you grow up, you now discover your potential, you develop your potential, you build it. With time, you get to know your purpose of living. Now you have the tool and the mission is clear for you. What remains is what? Implementation, and it's easy. Once you do that, you feel very, very fulfilled. I remember when I had a session with some of my students last year, and the testimonies I get from them, it's excites me. I feel very happy. I felt very fulfilling because I feel like I'm living a life of purpose. I've discovered my potential and my purpose, and God is really seeing me through in what I'm doing. That is how you feel. When you discover the potential and the purpose, and you are working, you're using your potential to serve your purpose, you feel very fulfilled, you feel very, very happy. And so, your inability to do that, whatever work you're doing, once you're doing a job, listening to me, if you're listening to me, listen very careful. Once you are doing a job right now and you are not finding joy in doing that job, that is not what you're called for. That is not your potential. That is not the problem you were called to solve. What you're called to solve, you're supposed to do it effortlessly. You don't need to struggle to do it. You will do it with joy even when you are not being paid well for it. The money will not be an issue for you because you will do it what happily. I've seen some teachers that the teachers in their schools, even though they don't earn much, but then they are happy doing it because that is their purpose. They've discovered their purpose and they're using their potential to do what, to fulfill their purpose. I just want you to understand, you watching me right now, I want you to understand, regardless of who you are, where you come from, you are unique in your own way. You were created to solve a problem. You were created to do something. But then you have to do something within you. You need to work within. You need to work on something to build yourself, to grow up yourself, for you to be able to do what, to solve that problem you're called to solve. It does not just happen like that. God works with people that are serious. If you're not serious, God take you out of the picture. Are we together? So you need to do what? You need to go back and discover, what is this thing I'm called for? What problem am I called to solve? And what is the tool that God has given me to come and solve this problem? Some people have seen the tool, but they don't know the problem to solve. Some people have seen the problem to solve, but they do not recognize or they do not know their tool. So you need to know the both. When you know the both, you begin to implement them. You feel very fulfilled. And the world will have no choice than to reward you for what you are, for the impact you are making. Now let's move to the next slide. Let's talk, because we're actually looking at potentials. I want you to know how you can maximize your potentials. Now let me say something before I move forward. Abortion of potentials breaks God's heart. Now let me tell you something. It's just like you have a father, and your father give you a certain amount of money and said, go and do, maybe he has a branch of company, he said, go and run a branch of company in another country, another state in the same country. Okay? Now, after you do that, you now leave. Instead of you to do what your father sent you to do, but you choose to do the opposite, your father definitely will be what, you'll be heartbroken. It's the same thing with you as a person listening to me right now. God have sent you to this world to come and solve a problem. So your inability to discover your potential to solve that problem, it breaks God's heart. It means you've not fulfilled your reason of your purpose of what, your purpose of existence in life. Somebody's not understanding what I'm saying. I said it breaks God's heart when He realizes that you do not use your potential to do what, to solve the problem He created you to do what, to come and solve. It breaks God heart. That is you what, aborting your potentials. So you need to take your time, discover your potentials, and begin to make impact like any other person does. Are we together? You're not different from them. You're not less than them. You are a human being just like any other person. Same potential. It's just that gifts was given to everyone. It might be different, and that is why the Bible said we were all gifted. Some a gift of reading, some a gift of this and that, and we are all gifted with all of these things to do what, to serve a purpose in this life. So what you need to start doing first of all is that go and discover what potential you have in you. After you discover your potential, now knowing your purpose will be easier for you. When you know your potentials, you definitely know where to implement this. When you know your potential, you definitely know the problem you need to solve. If you are a public speaker, you realize that this is what you're called for. Develop yourself with book conferences and mentors that you need to have. And definitely, the problem you need to solve is what? The young people we have in the street that do not know what their life is worth for. Become mentor to those people, to the teenagers. Help them grow and do better. It could be any other thing, but what? First of all, discover your potential. Then know your purpose. Then fulfillment will come. Now let's move on. What about you maximizing your potentials? Okay, I talk about aborting. Aborting is that you not being able to utilize your potentials or not using it the way it was given to you. Now, let me give you an instance. Dr. Masmuro said something in one of his videos I watched. He said he bought a TV, and previously we used to have a remote for VCD, DVD. So the only thing he knows there is backward, forward, review and preview, and play and pause. That was the only thing he knows. Are we together? Now, that was the only thing, and that doesn't mean that the device he bought, that was the only thing he could do. It means that his knowledge has limited the function of that device that he has. Not because the only thing the device can do is forward, backward, and all of those things. No, it has other functions, but because he does not know, he do what? He limited the function of that device. It's the same thing with you. Because you do not know the potentials you have, you've limited yourself to be who you are. Meanwhile, you are more than who you are. Come on. You are more than who you are, but only when you realize. Let me tell you something. There was a time I made a post and I said, I quoted something and I said, you forever remain a servant in a palace. You should be treated like a prince until you know you are a prince. You continue to remain a servant in that palace. So you continue to remain what? A poor person until you realize and discover the potential God placed in you to impact the world. And when you make impact in the world will have no choice than to reward you. The world have no choice now than to reward Mark Zuckerberg. The world have no choice now than to reward who? Elon Musk. It has no choice than to reward who? Apostle Joshua Selman. These are people that are making immense impact in the life we have, in our lives we have today. So when you discover your potential, it will feed you, it will feed other people around you. When you discover your potentials and your purpose, you begin to implement it, the world will have no choice than to do what? Than to reward you. That is why I tell people, don't just be after money, be after what? Impact. When you make impact, money will follow you without looking for it. But when you are looking for money, you will never find it. The only thing, you just have money to eat and feed for the day. Then the next day you go and look for another one. When you focus on making impact, when you focus on using your potential to solve problems, money will follow you without you begging for it or requesting for it. There was something Apostle Joshua Selman said. He said, you are more than who you are today. That person you want to become, the car, the private jet, they are there, they are available. But the problem is that it's not available for the version of you that you are today. It's available for an advanced version of yourself, an updated version of yourself. Your inability to update and advance your version, it will not attract those things that you want. So the more you grow, the more you build, you develop your potentials and begin to make impact. You are attracting those things that you need. You are attracting attention of people to you. You are attracting finances to you. You are attracting the expensive cars, the luxury life you want to live for yourself. But it will not be attracted to the version of yourself right now until what you that is for another day. But I'm just trying to tell you that you need to do what? Know who you are and maximize the potentials you have in you. I'm coming to that. Now, you can't maximize your potentials outside God, because God said God is the vine and we are the branches. And let's look at the book of John 14 verse 4 and 5. He said, remain in me as I also remain in you, because there's nothing you will do and achieve outside God. Listen, remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Who is the vine? God is the vine. Who are the branches? We are the branches. So it means there's no way we will exist. Who is the giver of the potential? Who is the giver of the assignment, which is your purpose to come and fulfill on earth? Is God. So it means you need to what? You need to co-work with God. You cannot achieve this outside God. God needs to be involved in this thing that you are doing. When you take God factor out of it, then take anything prosperous out of this, because you are just a mere branch. So if the branch is cut off from the vine, it makes no fruit. Let's continue verse 5. He said, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you bear much fruits. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you remain in me and I in you, you do what? You bear more fruits. But apart from me, you do what? You do nothing. So you need to understand the power of the God factor in you. A lot of us, we always want God to help us, but we've forgotten God when God comes through for us. You need to realize your ability to make impact, to utilize your potentials and whatever thing you need to achieve as a godly child, as a child of God. The God needs to be what? He needs to be there. You need to always rely on God. He said, outside Him, you can do nothing. Most of these people that, they are rich and they have everything and they do not take God serious in their life. Let me tell you something. There's something they are hiding from you. They are not as happy as you think they are happy. No, they are not. Because the Bible make it clear. He said what? Apart from me, you can do what? You can do nothing. Absolutely what? Nothing. So whatever thing you are doing, you need to do what? Always involve God. Don't only involve God when you feel like you need Him. You always need God in every aspect of your life. But our mindset as human beings make us feel like we only need God when we need something, material things. Are we together? So the God factor is very, very important. Now let's go to our last slide. We're about to close. We're about to close. And this time around, I want you to understand that what you do, you can do more than what you've done. Is that making sense to you? I said you do what? You can do more than what you've done. Well, you minimize your potentials, and that is why you feel like you're okay. All you can do is what you've done already. But I'm just here to make you understand, to clear it to you that you can do more than what you've done. Okay, so let's look at this. How to maximize your potentials. Now, let's say you've discovered your potentials, you know your purpose. Now, how do you maximize it? Before I move, let me start an instance. A lot of us have this cell phone, okay? And let me be honest with some of us. The only thing we know, I'm not sure if we are using the function of if that phone, the function of that phone up to 40%. Some of us, the only thing we know, social media, make calls, make videos, and any other thing you can actually think of. But there are other functions, there are other things that the phone can do. So for you not to use it does not mean that the phone cannot do it. It's just your ignorance that limited the function of the phone in your hands. Let me repeat again. I said the fact that you use that phone, it has other functions that is not functioning, that is not doing. It does not mean that it cannot do it, but only it is your ignorance, your inability to discover the other functions it can do is what limited what it's doing. So your inability to discover what you can do, it limits you to the extent of what you can do. You have to understand that you can achieve better things that you ever thought you could. You have to understand the power that God has placed in you can make you do amazing and great things. Let me tell you, it's not a miracle for you to be a great person. You were born a great person. Like someone, a finance coach, he said something. He said, "There's no poor man. We only have untrained, wealthy men." So everybody is born great, but the thing is that you need to go and tap into your greatness, activate it, and before it will be seen as something great. But now the tapping is where the problem is coming from. Working on yourself, building yourself is where we don't want to. Why not just survive for a little period of time, begin to enjoy for the rest of your life, other than you just staying and just continue to live the reckless life you live. You live a purposeless life. You live a life without discovering your potentials. Now let's listen. Don't settle less than your best. Do not settle less than. A lot of us, we settle less than our best due to the norm we grew up we see within our environment. I want to be honest with you. You can achieve more than what you have. You can become more than who you are today. This is not who God created you to be. This is not the best version of yourself. I've heard people a lot of times, they say, "I've done my best and it's not working." Do you really know who you are? No, 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 no. Let me tell you who you are in case you do not know. In the book of Genesis, Right? Genesis chapter 1, God said what? Let us make man in our own image. Now, I want you to stop seeing yourself as an ordinary human being. I want you to see yourself as a mini God because you were created in the image of God. Listen, God said, let us what? Create man in our own image after what? Our likeness. So it means you are created, or you were created in the image of God, and after his what? His likeness. Bros, even if it's 0.5% of what God, of part of God that is installed inside of you, you can do more than what you've done. Do you know who God is? And you having the part of God in you as a human being, and you said you've done your best and it's not working. Are you sure you've done your best? Ask yourself, have you done your best? Because you need to understand your, like, that is why I said your inability to understand, to discover your potential, will make you to feel like, yes, you've really done your best. Like I said earlier, you are using your phone. There are other functions that your phone can do that you are not using it to do those things. That does not mean that the phone cannot do it. It's just your ignorance that limited the function of your phone. So it is your ignorance of understanding the real you that God created, the power he bestowed in you, that is limiting you, that is making you to see yourself finish. Exactly. You see yourself finish. Let me use Nigerian language. So your ignorance of discovering your potential and your purpose in life now limited you to feel that this is what you can do. And that is really wrong. Remember, it breaks God's heart when you do what? When you abort the potential. It breaks his heart because this is something he gave you, a tool to go and work. You got a tool, but you refuse to use it to work. That is what it means. So if you've done your best, brother, it will be seen by everybody that it has worked. It must work as long as it's your best. Ever since I realized it, I now understand that there's nothing I set my mind to do on earth that I cannot do, because the attribute of God is what is inside of me. When you refuse to start seeing yourself as an ordinary human being that you all used to see yourself as an extraordinary person, see yourself as someone that has an attribute or some part of God in him or in her, you begin to see yourself in different realms that you've never seen yourself before. You begin to see yourself doing wonders that you've never thought. Your brain will begin to start thinking and imagining things and begin to create images of great things that you've never thought before, because you've now discovered to realize that you were born in the image and likeness of God, and your existence is not by mistake. Your existence is what based on purpose, and God have destined you, and God have a destiny for you. Are we together? And that you have a purpose to live, you have a problem to solve. Your inability to solve that problem will continue to make you see yourself as a limited human being. In fact, I can tell you that you are annoying God. It's just that someone gives you money, right? To go and get a very big mansion. I feel like, this money will give me too much. Let me just go and get one bedroom flat. Once the person now comes back and now realize that you are what? You are living below the standard he has given you before, he will feel very hurt. It's the same thing we are doing to God. God created us as great people. God did not say, no, these are the great people and these are the... No, that is not what God does. He did not do that. Everybody is great. With your inability to understand the greatness that is being placed in you, you continue to remain the way you are. I repeat that quote again. Until you discover that you are a prince in that palace, you forever remain a servant. Until you discover your potential and your purpose in this life, you continue to live a life of poverty and irrelevance. You will never be relevant in the lives of people. And people you will see, you will celebrate today. They do a lot of things to build themselves. They took their time, discovered their potentials. They took their time, discovered their purpose, and they live the life of purpose. And that is why you celebrate them. So why are you celebrating people? When will people begin to celebrate you? Why are you celebrating people? Always congratulations, congratulations. When will people come and say congratulations to you? Your own is to say that one when people are building their life, when people are building themselves to become who God has called them to do. All you could sit down and be saying, this person is just the wasting time. No, person, come on, we should leave that realm. Let's begin to think differently. Begin to see yourself as a mini God. That's what I call it. Because part of God is what is in you. Is somebody understanding this? The attributes of God is what is in you. So you have no limitation. In as much as my God came to this world, he conquered, you can also conquer. In as much as my God was a creator, I am also a creator. In as much as my God was a miracle, he performed miracle, I can also do the same. You should not limit yourself. You are a mini God because you were born or you were created, you were made in the image and likeness of God. I remember part of my spoken word, I'm a spoken word artist. I said, do not forget those people that they think they have money. Don't feel like you are better than anybody. It's just that money that you have. Don't forget, we were created, and not you alone was created in the image and likeness of God. Everybody is created in the image and likeness of God. We need to understand that. So, like I said, see yourself as a mini God, not a mere human being. You are created in the image of God. Now, let's look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Said, and God said unto them, be fruitful and what? Multiply. Now, after God created them, Adam and Eve, and he said, be fruitful and what? And multiply. All that they need to live was there. That is for you to understand that God did not create us halfway. Probably, if that was how God made it, some people will be poor and while others will be rich. You will say, okay, Adam and Eve, you sit here, enjoy all that I've created here. Then you go and create some people and live there. You know how to sort yourself. So probably we'll say those people that come from that family will now say they are the people that are meant to be poor no matter what they do to. No, but we all came from the roots of what? Adam and Eve. So why are you limiting yourself? Why do you feel you are different from people that you see them making things happen? To some extent, our mindset has been ruined to the extent that when we see a teenager doing amazing things, we'll be like, wow, no, it shouldn't be wow. It is a normal thing that should be happening. But because we were born by a generation that refused to understand what it means by potential, that refused to understand what it means to live in a purposeful life, that refused to understand what it means to be created and to be created and made in the image of God. We are all used to the norm that you have to reach a certain age before the expectation should be made that yes, you can achieve this, you can achieve that. No, we were created amazing people, born to do great and amazing things. So God said, "What? Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over the fishes, the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." Was there any exception? Was there any exemption? There was not. He said, "What? Have dominion over every living thing that was on earth." Did God call the name of some persons that they are the ones that will have dominion? The answer is no. We were what? We were all called to enjoy all of this. So why are you being lazy, allowing others to enjoy our inheritance? You have to step up and what? Go and get part of the dominion that God has given to human beings. All that was created in this world, including the land, the trees, the animals, were given under the dominion of men. So why do you think you were born to be poor and you forever remain poor? Do not forget, until you know that you are a prince, you continue to live, or you continue to serve as a servant in a palace. You should be treated as a prince. Until you discover your potentials and your purpose of living, you continue to live a life of poverty and irrelevance in this life. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. So you need to understand. Let me say something. Dr. Masmuro said something. I love that one so much. He said, born full and what and die empty. Let me tell you something. Let's say this is a bottle of water. This is a bottle of water. When you buy this, before you start drinking it, is what? It's filled up with water. Are we together? Now, this is you. God created you all. You are full. The water is up to here. Now, if I open this bottle, I begin to drink this water. It means this bottle is now serving its purpose of existence. The purpose of this bottle is to hold this water for me to do what? To drink. When I'm done drinking this water, this bottle has served its purpose. So even if I throw it, I have nothing to lose. So this is what God is expected of us. That when we were born into this life, we were born full of potentials. So when we are living this life, we should do what? We should live empty, because all that was bestowed and installed in us has been used, has been impacted to the generation. And we should what? We should leave the world with what? With nothing. Because you were born to pour out everything that God has placed in you. And while you're living, you should do what? Live empty. So your inability to not finish this water, you mistakenly throw it, you feel hot, because the reason why you buy this plastic bottle is because you want to drink the water. But if you just take part of this water and you do not finish it, you feel what? You feel very bad, because the water did not finish the purpose of you buying it. Is the same thing that God feels whenever someone dies without utilizing the potential he has, without utilizing the potential that he has installed in him. So you that you are alive, you need to begin to know what you can do. Nothing should limit you. It doesn't matter your stage, it doesn't matter your situation, whether physically, whether environmentally, you can call it whether, it doesn't matter. You need to do what? You need to go discover your potentials and look for your purpose, and you begin to live a life of purpose. I don't know if somebody is understanding what I'm like. I'm feeling the hurt. I'm feeling it inside of me. God feels very bad when we do this to him, because this is you hurting God. Because you as the bottle, right? He drank you. The water is not finished, but you throw it away. So it hurts God a lot. And this is for your own good. Honestly, it is for your own good. And that's why Dr. Masmuro said the richest place in the world is what is the grave, and not any other person. It's not the Banana Island. It's not the East Land that we know elsewhere. It's not the United States of America. It's not whatever richest place you can think of, but what? The grave. Because there are a lot of potentials that were buried, that were unused. That is why it burns my heart when I see young people living a life without purpose, living a life without discovering why they should be doing some things. Everybody's just doing things anyhow. I feel very hot when I see the Almajiris on the. I said, only God knows what he inserted or installed in the life of this person. And look at the life he's living, because he's not living a life that will make him to discover the real him that God created. You continue to live a life and become a nuisance and become a liability to the government, to the people in the life. In the nation. But why can't us know this we that God created? Who you see yourself is not what that matters, but who God sees you. So try to see God, means try to see yourself how God sees you, not how you see yourself. When you see yourself the way God sees you, my brother, you stop thinking. You now realize that you've been fooling yourself. But when you begin to see yourself the way you are seeing yourself, you are missing it all. When you begin to see yourself the way people are seeing you, you are missing it all. When you see yourself the way God sees you, when you see yourself as an image of God, when you see yourself as a likeness of God, when you see yourself as someone that everything that was given, that was created in this world, was given dominion to, you know that you are a king and you should be treated as such and not a servant. But your inability to discover all that, you continue to do what? Live as a servant. In a palace, you should be treated as a king or as a prince. So you do what? You were born full, then you should do what? You should die empty. A lot of things are in you that the world needs. A lot of things are in you that the world needs. Probably this. Oh my God! I feel like I'm not speaking my mind enough. Come on, understand that you were created for something, and you need to live the life that God wants you to live. If not, you are breaking God's heart. Just like the way when you buy something for your child and the child do not use it all and you throw it away, the way you feel hurt is the same way with God will feel. When you realize that the reason why he brings you to this earth, you do not utilize it, you do not live the life of the purpose. You do not live the life that he wants you to live on earth. You make him feel bad. And finally, before I go, I want to say this. Listen, very, very careful. This is something that is a threat to almost all of us that we are living the life of normal. The greatest threat to being all you could be is satisfaction with who you are. I repeat again, the greatest threat to being all you could be is satisfaction with who you are. See, tell yourself right now, say, I refuse to be satisfied with who I am. In fact, you can type it on the comment section. Say, I refuse to be satisfied with who I am. Let me tell you something what satisfaction do to you. When you start eating food, when you eat food, when you are eating food, you feel satisfied. Do you feel the need of eating more food? Answer me now. Do you feel the need of eating more food? The answer is no. So it's the same thing with this life. When you are living a life that you are satisfied with, that you feel satisfied, like this is the max you can do, it will not be registered in your mind, and your mind will accept it and leave it the way it is, that that is the best you can do. That is the best you can live. For this, you are okay with it. So your mind will not push you to making efforts in becoming better. You what? You'll be stuck where you are. But you feel very full when you realize you can do better than what you are doing or what you've done. Or you can become better person than who you ever thought you could be. You feel so full of yourself. So why can't you now begin to think, who am I? Am I really being that person that God really wants me to be? Am I living the life that God really wants me to be? Let me tell you something. Sometimes you are the village people of yourself. Sometimes I see people, I said, you are the enemy of yourself, right? When you discover, when you understand you are the enemy of yourself, you begin to what? You unshove yourself out of the shelf that has enclosed you, that refused to let you become the person that you were created to be. God is speaking to you tonight. God is telling you tonight that this is not who I am. This is not the you that I created. God is telling you that this is not the version of yourself that He wants for you. He needs an updated version of yourself. You need to learn to do what discover your potentials and do what? Maximize it. Like I said earlier, discovering the potential is not enough. Using the potential is not enough, but maximizing it is what gives God the best joy when you live your life on earth. Everybody have this thing they call potential. But a lot of us have not even discovered it, not to talk of maximizing it. But when you discover it, you look for a way to maximize that effort. You look for a way to maximize the potential that you have in you. And that delights God's heart. Tell yourself today, I refuse to be satisfied with who I am. Then make efforts in building yourself. Make effort in becoming better. Make effort in creating a better version of yourself that you are supposed to be. Challenge yourself. 2026, the world must celebrate me. Probably been doing it, family, people have been celebrating. Now, you need to extend it. The world needs to what? The world needs to experience what I have. The hidden potential in me, the world needs to experience it. I'm going to do whatever thing it takes for me, for the world to experience this hidden potential that is in me that I'm yet to know. I work hard to discover it. I work hard to use it, and I work hard to maximize it. Thank you. By the grace of God, we've come to the end of our session for today. I hope you've got value. Thank you so much, um, Elder Emmanuel Ugoji. Thank you so much. You've been a good father. You've been a good encourager. I don't know if that is the right word to use. You've always told, encourage me and all that. So thank you. I need to say this, and I appreciate your presence, taking out your time to be part of this session. I really thank you so much, sir, and I'll be glad to have you more and more. Seeing people like you in a small thing that we're doing like this encourage us and give us, more courage to continue to do what we're doing. Even though earlier we started with some few glitches from the network, but thank God the network is stable right now. We're able to reach to where we are today. So God bless you. I believe that you're able to get a value. You have something to take up, but I want to challenge you. Said, I refuse to be satisfied with who I am. I refuse to be satisfied with who I am. This is not me. This is who I think I am, but this is not who God said I am. So I must be that person that God said I am. And I also want you to remember that you are a mini God because you were created in His image and His likeness. You have part of His attributes. So imagine yourself doing some things that God has done. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to make you compare yourself with God. No. I am saying God have installed some part of Him in you. So to enable you see yourself differently from the way you used to see yourself. So thank you. We have 2 more Sundays to go, and I believe I'm going to see you in this next 2 weeks, what we'll begin to do and finish. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Please do me a favor of sharing this with someone, and if this touch you, just tell someone about the session so next week they can come together and let's do this together. And don't forget, BTB officially, we are on. Call us for sessions in your churches, call us for session in your schools. If you need a home mentor for your children, a life coach for your children, reach out to us at our email address, btb solution hub gmail. I mean btb submission btb solution hub at gmail.com. btb solution hub at gmail.com. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I remain very grateful for having you tonight. Thank you, and have a good night rest. I'm sorry, sir. Like I'm just seeing this. I'm just seeing your comment right now. Is this the same number one that I know that is still speaking? We give God the glory, sir, for grace to do this. We give God the glory, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.